Thank
Chairman.
you.
Thank you.
Mr. Brady's recognized.
Chairman Camp, thanks for your leadership tireless leadership to fix this broken tax code and rein in the IRS, get this economy going. This hearing's about jobs, and we need them so badly. This is the worst economic recovery in 50 years. Millions of people have given up looking for work. Millions more can't find them. It's taken 6 years just to break even on the number of jobs along Main Street. And today, proportionally fewer Americans are working today than when this recession ended. We're actually going backwards in part of this economy. So, and those who are being hurt most are women and young people and those just graduating from college. So we ought to be focusing on jobs. What I hear from our witnesses today is that these tax provisions are critical to creating jobs, and they are less pro-growth if they're temporary, and far more pro-growth if they are permanent. And businesses can count, of all sizes, can count on them, from innovative businesses and doing research and development, investing in America with those jobs, our small businesses and family farms and ranchers creating jobs here in America. About the CFC look-through that allows American companies to be competitive against China and Europe and Latin America so we can create jobs here in America. This is what this hearing is all about. And while I appreciate the concern about fiscal responsibility, what Chairman Camp has shown in his discussion draft is that you can lower rates. You can make this tax code more pro-growth without adding a dime to the deficit. So this really is about removing an asterisk around these temporary provisions in the code so we can grow the economy more. Chairman Johnson has asked about the research and development area, which I have an interest in, as our members do. I want to talk about small business expensing, because right now one of the missing ingredients in this recovery, one of the reasons it's so weak, is that businesses aren't able and don't feel comfortable and certain to reinvest back in new equipment and software and technology. I wanted to ask first Mr. Stallman and then Mr. Redpath how important it is for, and we need big businesses to invest, we need small businesses to invest. So I want to ask both of you gentlemen, how important is it that our businesses be able to expense, that $500,000 figure, and how important is it that it's made permanent so they have that certainty? How important to the economy is it? Mr. Stallman?
Well, from a farming and ranching standpoint, we believe it to be very important. I referenced the high cost of equipment that exists. I didn't mention the cotton pickers that are $600,000 to $750,000 at a pop now. So the point is we need the $500,000 expensing. Now, this isn't about tax avoidance. This is just changing when you pay the tax because you're just accelerating the expense for that year. It helps provide additional cash flow. It helps you make that decision, and having certainty about that is what allows you to move forward. And just a personal example, I'm right now thinking about having to replace a tractor on my farm. Well, I'm going to wait and see what happens with these tax extenders and what happens to the provision for Section 179 expensing before I make that decision.
And when you buy that tractor or their cotton picker, it certainly reverberates through the economy, doesn't it?
Absolutely, all the way from the raw material suppliers to the manufacturers to the dealers selling it to the people that service it, just all the way down the line.
Thank you. Mr. Redpath?
Thank you. Two things. One is answering your question also answers the question of why we should extend the built-in gains tax period, because that will free up the capital necessary to make those expensing acquisitions. Yeah. And I look at the expensing provision as a provision that absolutely works. And the reason it works is everyone who qualifies for it uses it. It's one of these provisions that is in the code. If they qualify, they use it, so it must work. And for my clients, spending those investments is how their companies grow. And when their companies grow, they create more jobs.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chairman, thank you for hosting this here. I know we have members wanting to inquire about a number of the other provisions, but thank you for holding it.
Thank you.